Hello and welcome to Spacetime. I'm joined in studio by Mr. David Moore of Astronomy Ireland. And today, David, we're going to be taking a look at the universe at large. The universe is massive. Maybe you could help us get a little bit of a handle on just how big the universe is.
Yeah, I mean, the vastness of space is very difficult to imagine, and it's also very empty. So when you're writing a book or an article online or something like that, and you want to have a diagram, if you put one dot representing the Earth and another dot representing even just the moon is 30 times the Earth's width away, and it just looks like a very sparse diagram. So usually, a bit of artistic license, the two are drawn a lot closer, but that gives people the impression that the space is crowded. It's nothing like our everyday existence where everything is getting in the way of us. You can't move around without bumping into something. In space, it's very, very empty. And the unit of measurement we use for stars is the light year. Light travels the fastest thing in the universe, 186,000 miles per second. It would go to the moon in just over a second. It would go around in circles, it would go around the Earth 7 times in 1 second. So it's very fast, and you can imagine how far it gets in 1 year. And the answer in miles is about 6 million miles. Now, most people can't imagine 1 million miles. I mean, think of your car. If it lasted 1 million miles for its whole life, you'd be really happy. Most cars don't last that long. And yet 1 light year is 6 million of those. So, and that's just 1 light year. There's no star within 1 light year of the sun. You have to go 4 light years to get to the nearest star. And the stars you see in the sky are tens to hundreds on average of light years away. So the distances are phenomenal. And when you look at our whole galaxy, the star city, it's about 100,000 light years across. So if one star blew up on one side, you wouldn't see it from the other side for 100,000 years.
And that's just in one galaxy alone?
In one galaxy, yeah. This is a big spinning star city that gravity is holding together with a black hole at the middle. So the distances are enormous. And then the number of stars in the galaxy is enormous as well. Roughly speaking, there's about 1 trillion stars in our galaxy, maybe half a trillion, but the nearest zero, it's about 1 trillion. And when the Hubble Space Telescope looked deep out into space to a patch of sky that should have been blank, so it could see anything that was very, very far away, no stars in the way, it found that there's about, well, scaling that up, it measured a very small patch, and there are thousands of galaxies, so working out how many there would be in the entire sky, we came out, roughly speaking, about 1 trillion galaxies, maybe 10 times less.
1 trillion galaxies?
Yeah, but so roughly 1 trillion galaxies, and each one will have roughly 1 trillion stars. So for a very quick back of the envelope calculation, you could say in the observable universe that we can see, there's about 1 trillion stars. Now remember, 1 trillion is 1 million million, so if you want to say it in millions, it's million 4 times. A million, 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 million. And that's a number difficult to imagine. And if you want to try and start imagining it, imagine that you won the lottery and you won €1 million and they paid you in €1 coins. You'd have a nice big pile of coins. But if you took each one of those coins and entered the lottery again, you were very lucky, and every time you won another €1 million, you'd have 1 million piles of €1 million coins. And that's only 1 million million. So imagine doing that 1 million times again, and then 1 million times again.
It really puts us in our place, doesn't it?
Your brain gets a bit hurt and sore trying to imagine that number, but begins to give you some idea of how difficult a number that is to imagine. And that's the observable universe that made us.
Absolutely fascinating stuff there, David. Thank you very, very much for joining us, but unfortunately we've ran out of time.
It's been my pleasure, and thanks very much for having me.
And if you want to find out more, you can catch up with David at astronomy.ie to find the Astronomy Ireland website. And you can catch up with us, of course, on neartv.ie. I hope you enjoyed the show. Take care.